Shalom, shalom, people of God. It's your humble servant, Apostle Jonas. Tonight, I have a message for you. I believe this will be my first session of doing this kind of video. Yes, I have a message to bless you. And tonight, I'm here just to speak about the faith. Can just tell your neighbor that we want to hear about the faith. Yes, let us go. We are in the book of Hebrews 11, chapter 6. The Bible says, let us read before I go deep to my message. The Bible says, Hebrews 11, 6. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him. The Bible says that without faith, no one can please God. What does it mean? So, for God to answer your prayer, for God to hear your prayer, for God to pay attention about your prayer, first of all, you need to please God. So it means in another way, for God to hear your prayer, for God to listen to your prayer, for God to answer your prayer, first of all, you need to have faith. Because faith, in another level, I can say that faith is the connection between a human being and God. And now let me talk about faith once again. Faith is the foundation of every believer. Yes, to be a Christian or to be a believer, it does not just mean that you have a belief, you have a kind of belief. But what matters is for you first to have a faith, because faith is the foundation. When you speak about the foundation, we are seeing where we are standing on. If you see some tallest building in this world, when you ask the engineers, they will tell you that yes, when we're building this building, we make sure that even if there will be an earthquake, we've built the foundation that cannot be shaken, even if the storms wake up. But we built this foundation on a large extent of strongest power. It's the same with you, Christian. You cannot be a Christian without faith. You cannot be a Christian without a foundation. First of all, you need to have a foundation, and then you know how to go higher, or you know how to move on with your life. Sometimes we are praying, sometimes we are coming in front of God without having the faith, without having the assurance. Sometimes there are people, they are praying, but the way of their prayers, it's like they are trying. It's like they are trying if God can answer their prayer or not. Yes, when you come in the presence of God and you are praying, you are willing to pretend if God can hear your prayer. Let me assure you that God will not hear your prayer, because you don't have faith. The Bible says that no one can be pleasant in the eyes of God if they don't have faith. So it means if you want God to get interested in you, you need to have faith. Faith is the key that opens the spiritual power. Faith is the key that makes the heaven to be opened. Faith is the key that pushes God to hear your prayer. Faith is the key that can open the invisible things that we cannot see it physically, but with faith we can see it. Faith is the key, is the master key that will make your life to live the promise of God. When we say that a child of promise, they does not die, what does it mean? So it means when you are a child of God, you need to have faith. As long as you have faith, I assure you that you will not die, but you will live the promises of God. You cannot be a Christian without faith. You can't be a Christian without faith. You need to have faith for God to be interested in your life. Most of the Christians in nowadays, they don't have faith. That's why they don't see, they don't get the answers from God. But if you have faith, I assure you that even if you pray today, even if you pray tomorrow, even if you seek the face of God, as long as you have faith, God will answer your prayer. God will answer your prayer. If you want God, if you want to be pleasant in the eyes of God, activate your faith. Because your faith is the key that opens the invisible. Your faith is the key that attracts the invisible to be visible. Because by the word, everything was created. Before the creation, things existed. Let me tell you that before God created this world, He was first having the imagination of how His creation will be, how His creation will look alike. It's the moment that God speak a word, pronounce a word, and things come to happen. It's the same with you. When you have faith, you see the answers of God. You see God answered your prayer before you seeing it. Faith is to believe in things that are invisible. Faith is to put your trust in God. Faith is you to be sure of God, of what God is preparing for you. If you want to see the end of God, if you want to see the miracle, if you want to receive healings in your life, I can advise you tonight that just believe in God. Just put your faith in action. Let faith be your foundation. May God bless you. This is the end of our message. Thank you.